Welcome back for another season. 716 high schools and a kickoff, a beautiful new season of football Friday night. We've already started tonight, but the bulk of the games begin tomorrow night. We cannot wait.
Been so excited.
Can't.
Welcome to the Football Friday Night Kickoff special. We have been so busy trying to get out to a lot of our schools for preseason coverage as teams have spent the last few weeks grinding toward week one tomorrow night.
We've got a good show ahead for you. We're going to show it to you right here. We got a nice coach panel coming up here for you. Some of the best coaches in Central Ohio here to tell you about what's going to be expected from this season. Some of the best leagues in Central Ohio. We're calling this story Born to be a Buckeye. We're going to show you why in just a little bit. A guy from Olentangy Liberty you're going to want to know. Plus, later in the show, our prestigious 2016 FFN preseason team, all coming up in the show. Now, since we last played high school football back in December, much has changed. We're going to start you with what's new this season. And if you cheer for a Division I school and you plan on being around for the playoffs, check your schedule.
Exactly. That's because two significant changes to the Division I playoffs this year. First, Division I will move back from 2 regions to 4 for this year, and then the D1 playoffs will move to Fridays this season. That's a major change. Division I playoffs have been played on Saturday nights since 1980. That move was to help turn more attention back on the high schools and not run up against Ohio State football on Saturdays.
If we can win our league, then we got a chance of obviously qualifying for the playoffs. But then we think if we're good enough to win our league, we're probably good enough to win some games in the playoffs. And you know, at that point, if you get a little bit lucky and you get on a roll and matchups are favorable, then you got a chance to do something in the playoffs.
And the changes continue in the Ohio Capital Conference, the biggest league in Central Ohio. It's still big, but it's changing this year, a reshuffling of teams in a new division. Due to changes in enrollment, the OCC opted to change the groupings of schools, and here's how it shook out. A new Buckeye division added this year. That's the 3 Westerville schools and the 3 Olentangy schools. The Ohio division looks similar, just without Newark. The Wildcats have joined the Capital division. Should be a competitive group. Central Division, still a powerhouse with Davidson, Kaufman, and UA leading the way there. And the Cardinal Division with 7 teams, including the 2 Worthington schools. Changes designed to improve competitive balance.
It's always high expectations when you're here in the OCC and here for Westfield South. We want to definitely compete hard. We want to win the new OCC division that we're in.
The way the conference is laid out and the schedule is laid out, every game this year is going to be a difficult one. The way a conference is realigned and all the opponents have laid out.
And we figured to get you ready for the season, we would just go straight to the source with 3 of the very best head coaches in all of Central Ohio football. Brad Birchfield from Hartley, Brendon White from Hilliard-Davidson, and Byron Maddox from Walnut Ridge. We got all the bases covered. We got the OCC, the CCL, and the City League. We've done it all for you. So we're going to start with the team. You know what? You guys won a state title last year, Brad, so you all win. You get to go first. Hartley in 2016. How do you build on 2015? What do you like about what you have coming back?
Well, we love our kids. We love our group. We've got an experienced group, talented group, great closeness and camaraderie and tremendous chemistry. I think we use the experiences we had in the past. We've got tremendous tradition, and that tradition's good because it pushes you forward.
Sure does. Brian, you know about tradition. You've won 2 state titles at Davidson. You're consistently there in the hunt year after year, back deep in the playoffs last year. What about this group?
Well, I hope tonight's not going to be the jinx for this year because we return very few kids. We have 3 on offense and 3 on defense, so really the jury's out. We're unsure ourselves what we're going to see out of this group, but we know our kids will come out and work hard and compete, and we'll take whatever the results might be after that.
Yeah, culture breeds that, right?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Byron, at Walnut Ridge in the City League, you lost a really good player last year, a kid who's playing at Ohio State, so
right.
Obviously a kid who can play. What do you bring back, and how is the City League different for you guys this year?
Well, we're going to be led on by our defense. We have an experienced couple guys in the secondary, Michael Ayers and Derek Forrest, and then we're going to ride behind our offensive line. In the city's going to be tough. Every week in the South Division, it's pretty much a rivalry. Marion Franklin will be good. Eastmore, Independence.
Is the City League getting better, you think?
I think it's getting more balanced.
Yeah.
Across the board, where sometimes there were some games where you thought you could kind of coast through. You can't really coast anymore.
Let's get into some issues that obviously affect every high school football team right now. Let's talk about participation levels. Nationally, the numbers are a little bit down. How are you all seeing it when not only you have your own teams, but when you go to scrimmage and you get ready for the season? Just give me a thought on what you think about participation numbers, how we're doing right now.
I think you have to work. You have to make football a product in which the kids want to be a part of. And there's a couple different ways that you have to your enthusiasm. And I think the successful program, people want to be a part of something that's successful and something that's fun.
What do you think, Brian?
Well, I think, and I heard a college coach say this over the summer, and I think he's 100% right. Football's safer now than it ever has been. Sometimes it gets some negative publicity because of all the money in the NFL and things like that, but it's safer now than it's ever been, and I hope that word gets out to parents that might have a little bit of apprehension about their kids playing, and if that word gets out and they understand how truly safe it is, I don't think I can see any foreseeable future numbers dropping off.
And Byron, when you go to teach kids now, Brian brought up the word safety. When you go to teach your kids, how much a factor is safe tackling for them in what you guys try to do every day?
Well, safety is everything. I mean, we're only allowed 30 minutes per day of full contact. So, I mean, everything is technique and just trying to coach guys up because you don't have that extra time that we used to have as far as contact in real live game situations. So we have to be smarter about everything.
Brian, we're going to go back to you for this one on Division I. The big changes this year, we just alluded to it in the show. 4 regions back this year from 2 last year, and then also the change in the playoff structure where it's from Saturday to Friday nights now. What were your thoughts about, because you guys had to vote on that this year, what were your thoughts on those changes?
I was wholeheartedly in favor of it. 2 out of the last 3 years, we've made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs, which, when there's 4 regions, is the regional finals.
Right.
Well, 2 out of the last 3 years, we're playing in the 3rd round of the playoffs, and you know, a trophy doesn't mean anything, but it's nice for the kids. You know, we lost those games, but it's nice for the kids to get something and be regional runners-up versus having to be state semifinalists and regional runners-up at the same time. So I was all in favor of it. I think it'll help the crowds on Friday night as well to not have to play on Saturday and go up against Ohio State.
All right, Birch, you know high school football around here as well as anybody does. You scout, you know what's out there, you know what the other teams are going to be doing as you get ready for the season. When you get ready for 2016, who do you like? Not hard. I'm talking about you guys. I'm talking about who else do you like that when you look into the season, you're like, that could be a really tough opponent down the line.
Well, I think we know in our league, St. Francis de Sales is really good.
Yeah, playing right now.
Yeah, they have some great players and obviously a tremendous coaching staff, and they're going to be ready to go. You know, obviously with Coach Jacoby returning to St. Charles, I know everyone's excited about that, and I hear a lot of enthusiasm come on that side of the street on the east side. So those teams expect to be good. From there, I know that we play Kilbourne and Central Crossing, and we've seen a ton of enthusiasm from those schools as well.
Byron, when you get in these hot days, like we have going on right now, how much are you watching over kids?
Oh, very closely. Safety is everything. We take more water breaks. Like today, for instance, on our walkthrough, we didn't even have helmets on. Our building's hot, kids hot. I got some big boys that they don't need to be even hotter going into tomorrow, so I want those guys to be fresh.
One last thing for you all. We have a football Friday night preseason team coming up here in a few minutes. Some of the most recruited kids in Central Ohio. Recruiting trends right now. We got kids making basically their own music videos when they get recruited. I know you probably hate it. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. What do you feel about the state of recruiting, how things have changed, and how it changes the way that you all do your jobs?
Well, I feel pretty passionate about it. I know when I was a coach at a small school at Centerburg, I could not wait to be at a bigger school and see all these big-time coaches come through. Right. And now I hate it. I hate every minute of it. I see our really good football players, and I just cringe when they tell me that they're an inch too short or too slow. And I see guys that I know were better football players than that. I've embraced the fact that, listen, if what we do as a football culture and football family isn't for you, it's probably not for you. If you want to chase dreams, but we think chasing dreams are being with your teammates. Football's the greatest game in the world. It's the best day it's ever been.
Yeah. What do you think, Brian?
Well, I think colleges personally spend too much time worrying about measurables.
Sure.
They do the actual film. We've had some great players that produce on film, and the film production's tremendous. But as Coach Birchfield said, it comes down to those measurables of how tall is he, what's he weigh, what's his 40 time. It's just so disappointing to know that our kids could compete at that level but never get a chance to do so because of those measurables.
Yeah, it's tough business for sure. You had to be a BR to get in this group. Brad, Byron, and Brian all with us here. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate it. Good luck this season. When we return on the show, we're going to dive further into Central Ohio with a look at the City League, the Central Catholic League, and then later on, we're going to reveal those 13 players who make up this year's FFN preseason squad. Good show ahead. Stay right here.
For some, grilling is an art. But it's really about the cuts of meat that won't be rushed. The vegetables, alive with flavor. And seafood that only needs a kiss of smoke. Anything less, and you're just playing with fire. Your neighborhood Kroger has the fresh cuts and locally harvested produce that will make you want to get out and grill. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
You don't have to be a football fan to win.
I can't believe all these people wore the same shirt to this.
Ugh, and now I don't get it.
But we'd prefer that you were.
Sport.
The Buckeye Bonus is back. Every golden, crispy 20-piece Chicken McNuggets comes with a chance to win tickets for 2 to the next home game. So get to McDonald's and get your entries in.
Who's winning this match anyway?
I don't know.
This customer is running to get her deposit in today.
Too late. Branch is already closed. But you could make the ATM. Still won't beat the cutoff time.
Really? At Huntington, with ATM and mobile deposits, you have up till midnight. We call it all-day deposit.
Midnight? What are you, a bank or a convenience store?
I gotta make a deposit!
You go, girl! She's got no chance.
Deposit hours that make sense for you, not the bank. Welcome to Huntington, one of Money Magazine's best banks in America.
September 22nd, we're taking the hit comedy Superstore and adding the new comedy The Good Place to make Thursday night super good.
You're so welcome.
You, Eleanor Shellstrop, are dead.
Why can't I say fork?
You can't curse here.
It's bullshit.
Thursday night! It's super good.
Super good.
Super good.
I don't waste my time with anger.
Oh, super good! Super Good Thursday, September 22nd on NBC.
It's super good.
Welcome back to the Kickoff special. Meet the new guy, Matt Edwards, who will be with us all FFN season.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm from Central Ohio. I know how great the high school football is here. I can't wait to get into it. I'm going to sing this song in my sleep. In the Columbus City League, maybe no powerhouse teams, but a bunch of very competitive ones. Walnut Ridge went 7-3 last year. They return a strong defense. Marion Franklin 7-3 as well, but that's a step back from their usual monster expectations. They're chasing the playoffs again, just like Eastmoor Academy. They too 7-3 last year. And in the North Division, Beechcroft, guess what they were, Audrey? 7-3. In the Central Catholic League, you already heard about Hartley, the defending state champions. DeSales is playing its opener as we speak. They look strong again, a 10-win team last year. Alonzo Booth running the ball with power, could be Stallion-esque. Watterson made it back to the playoffs last year and may have momentum going in their direction. And Nate Meyer will help lead the charge. That's the son of one Urban Meyer, Nate Meyer. He'll likely play for a college football or baseball team in the future.
I mean, last year we were blessed to have a really, really good D. You know, we'll find out. I mean, like I said, it's kind of fluid motion right now until you find out, till you get going. But, you know, that's the goal. If you could start with a solid D, then you're in ball games, and then you can kind of go from there.
Well, for 16 years, there we go, Bob Jacoby ran the football program at St. Francis de Sales, and his performance is measured like this: 2 state championships and 157 wins. After a few years away from Columbus, Jacoby has returned to the Central Catholic League, this time at St. Charles.
Bob Jacoby feels right at home coaching high school football from the sidelines, and I met up with him after practice at St. Charles, the new program he calls home.
It's just different. It's like a strange environment here, and I'm trying to adapt to it and learn how to fit in. So it's all been good, though.
Everybody's got to be at their best, be sharp out there, have confidence, and I'm going to tell you, in an hour and a half, or maybe before that, we're going to be state champs. Let's get it. Yeah!
After leading DeSales in back-to-back state championships in 1997 and 98, Jacoby left DeSales in 2006 and went on to coach Hamilton Township and Hamilton in Cincinnati. But he says he wanted to be back coaching in the CCL.
My faith is something that's real important to me, and to be able to express that during coaching is important.
His players say it's been a challenge to learn a whole new offense and defense, but they feel fortunate to have Jacoby at the helm of their team.
It's an honor. It's a blessing to be coached by a guy with such credentials. You know, it's easy to buy into everything he says.
It does help to have the experience. Whether I'm a good coach or not, I don't know, but I know what good teams look like. I know what good teams are supposed to do, and so that's really crucial when you're trying to teach a new group of guys.
That'll be great to watch. Coming up next, one of Central Ohio's brightest stars this season owns the talent and genetics to even be a star as a Buckeye.
Plus, we're going to have a look at the Licking County League, the Mid-State League. Some good football to be played there this season. That is up next on the Kickoff Special.
The Freedom Sales Event is going on now at Jim Keim Ford. Get the hottest deals of summer on our coolest new models, like the brand new 2016 Ford Escape for just $199 per month. Only during the Ford Freedom Sales Event at Jim Keim Ford.
You don't have to be a football fan to win.
I can't believe all these people wore the same shirt to this.
Ugh, and now I don't get it.
But we'd prefer that you were.
Sport.
The Buckeye Bonus is back. Every golden, crispy 20-piece Chicken McNuggets comes with a chance to win tickets for 2 to the next home game. So get to McDonald's and get your entries in.
Who's winning this match anyway?
I don't know.
The challenges of the day-to-day grind. We all have busy lives.
My doctor's prescription for a busy life is to live it. DVR The Doctors right now to live the healthiest life possible.
Weekdays at noon on NBC4.
Experience art in the heart of downtown with Hawk Galleries, exhibiting nearly 50 emerging to museum caliber artists from around the world. We've helped you express yourself and transform spaces for 30 years. Thank you. Bring your friends and join us on August 27th to learn the stories behind the art and meet artists Haruo Shimamoto and Brent Key Young, who will be demonstrating his flameworking technique. Experience art through the artists with Hawk Galleries.
Put adventure into gear during the Freedom Sales Event at Jim Keim Ford. Right now, lease a brand new 2016 Ford Fusion for only $199 per month. Go places during the Ford Freedom Sales Event going on now at Jim Keim Ford.
Welcome back. Ohio State's put together a recruiting class for next year, which even the other mega powers in college football cannot touch. And one of those mega recruits happens to play right here in Central Ohio. This guy, Matt Edwards, is going to have the story of this guy. Right.
Yeah, and here's an example, Jared, of what Brendon White can do. This is a kickoff return from last year against Upper Arlington. Watch him take the ball, just weaving in and out of there. See all the white jerseys in front of him. Finds a lane, and he is off. It's Brendon White gone, and for him, it's more than a privilege. It's a family tradition to play at Ohio State.
New starting quarterback and state title contender. They're not typically mentioned in the same sentence, but when that new QB is arguably the best all-around football player in the area, exceptions are made.
We definitely see ourselves trying to go to the Final Four. If we become more coachable with what our coaches say, then we can go really far in the playoffs and hopefully win a state title this year. That's what every kid's dream is to do.
White's athleticism should make the switch from receiver to quarterback more than manageable, but under center, he knows it will take more than his physical abilities to succeed.
But in the quarterback position, you have a short memory loss and a positive mindset because not everything goes the way a quarterback wants it to go.
Time will tell if Brendon can lead the Patriots to a state title, but even when this year is over, the championship expectations won't change as Brendon will take his talents to Ohio State.
I worked hard for it. You know, it didn't come easily. I had to grind in the off-season, grind in the summer, and go to their camps and grind there and show them that I had Buckeye potential.
Buckeye potential is in his DNA. Brendon's father, William, played safety at OSU before spending 11 seasons in the NFL. But Brendon isn't going to OSU just because his father played there, and that's just fine with Dad.
You know what? If he was playing volleyball and was going to Kent State, I'd still be happy. He's his own person. It's about his pathway and doing what he wants to do.
And before that path is lit up on Saturdays at the Shoe, Brendon has business to take care of on Friday nights.
It's definitely excitement, you know, going out there on Friday Night Lights. I'll never forget it. I'm definitely going to cherish every moment this year.
He will be a player to watch. In the Licking County League, it starts with Johnstown. The Johnnies, again, played well into the playoffs a year ago, starting the year 12-0. Big Jeff Nogaj returns to open the holes for the offense, and quarterback Cody Workman returns off a monster season. The Johnnies play their first 4 games on the road. The other major contender is Licking Heights. The Hornets made it to Week 12 last year. They face a tough early season schedule this year.
We're expecting them to do is go out on a daily basis, try to get a little bit better, play very tough, and give it all they got and have fun. You know, that team chemistry is very important. We're working very hard on building that bond. And
Mid-State League, some really good football teams there, including the Rangers of Hamilton Township. They've built a strong program the past few years. Quarterback Patrick Robinson's back to run their offense, thrown for more than 4,000 yards in his high school career. Bexley went to the playoffs last year. They won a league title, and they bring back 7 starters on offense. You know, every year we go to work long before the season starts to figure out which players may stand out in this season. It's an imperfect science, admittedly, but each year we piece together a team of Central Ohio's best, and we've done it again. Here's the 2016 Football Friday Night preseason team.
Jake Ruby, quarterback, Bishop Hartley.
We start with the quarterback and a state champion to boot, a dual threat in the Hawks offense. But as good as Jake is, his football career will likely end here because next year he's committed to play baseball at Ohio State.
You know, a goal when it's back-to-back, and that's what's on our mind. That's what we're going to try to accomplish.
Brendon White, quarterback, Owen-Tangi Liberty.
As you heard earlier, Brendon will be a Buckeye, but he may end up converting to linebacker in college, just as Ohio State did with Darren Lee a few years ago. You remember how that worked out. You could see Brendon making that switch.
Jalen Gill, running back, Westerville South High School.
Jalen's among the most heavily recruited players in Ohio, and he's only a junior. He owns an Ohio State offer, runs a 4.5 40, and he's also an elite baseball prospect.
Ohio itself is just a top football state, and just the amount that come from Central Ohio itself is just amazing. And it's just a blessing just to be have my name a part of these great athletes. Dominique Long, strong safety, Westerville South.
That makes a pair of talented teammates at South. Long committed to Michigan State this summer, 6'2", 185 pounds at receiver and safety for South.
Morgan Ellison, running back, Huntington Central.
Ellison's easily the most interesting man on this team because he's barely played high school football. Just 3 games his sophomore year before breaking his leg in this game. He sat out last year after transferring to Pick Central. But this summer, he dominated the summer camp circuit with eye-opening performances. And big schools, they just want to see him play more games.
I have the opportunity for senior year to go out there and show everybody that I'm not just a camp player and I can play in the field too.
Caleb Stoneburner, wide receiver, Dublin Coffin.
Yes, from that Stoneburner family, his brother Jake still playing in the NFL. Caleb committed to Boston College this summer with a frame which could expand to a tight end in college, just like his brother.
Slowly put on weight, now I'm like 200, so it's developed me into more of like a versatile receiver where I can create space, go up and get the ball, and not a lot of people can guard me.
Ben Fry, defensive end, Double Coffin.
This summer, Fry committed to Duke, an excellent student as well, as you'd expect, and a defensive end at 6'3", 245 pounds.
Darius Mullins, D-tackle, DeSales.
Mullins was highly recruited for his size and power. He recently committed to Indiana, a big get for the Hoosiers at 6'5", 315 pounds.
Trey Pugh, tight end, Jonathan Alder.
Here's another future Big Ten player. Pugh's headed to Northwestern next year. 6'5", 225 pounds with room to grow. He's also had an offer from Michigan, among other powerhouses.
Drew Rossi, tight end, defensive end, Owen-Tangi Liberty.
Drew's one of the best tight ends in Ohio this year, already committed to Toledo. Could have a huge year in an offense which already features Brendon White.
Brendan Bordner, defensive end, Peter Bradley.
Bordner's also getting Big Ten scholarship offers as a defensive end. 6'5", 240 pounds. He spends his offseason playing rugby.
It's a great honor. I mean, everyone strives to be the best they can, and this is about the highest honor you can get before the season, so it's what everyone wants to try to do.
Jeff Nelje, offensive guard, Johnstown Memorial High School.
This summer, Jeff committed to Iowa State, and he proudly wears those collars at 6'5" and 300 pounds. He is a monster for the Johnnies and their powerful running game.
Nathan Snyder, punter, Marysville High School.
Snyder will start the season with an ankle injury, but when he's right, he is really right. Not only the quarterback, but as a punter. First team All-State Ohio last year, and he's committed to punt at Ball State.
The success of our team and the downfall of our team is surely up to me, the coaches, and I mean, everybody else, but for surely me.
That is your 2016 Football Friday Night preseason team.
The Central Ohio Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Dealers Tent Event is on. Take advantage of some amazing deals on a huge selection of Ram trucks, America's longest lasting pickups, like a new Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4. Purchase and get up to $10,400 in total values, or lease for just $296 per month. That's right, lease for just $296 a month, or purchase and get up to $10,400 in total values. Get to your participating Central Ohio Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer today. Hurry, it all ends soon.
At K12, we believe that every child is uniquely brilliant.
The quality of education that we have at K12 is state of the art. It's top notch.
My teacher is amazing. I love her.
I get online learning, offline learning, and hands-on learning.
Join the growing community of K12 families who have succeeded with an individually tailored, tuition-free online public school education. Call now or visit K12.com to learn more. Tuition-free for K-12 students in Ohio.
For some, grilling is an art. But it's really about the cuts of meat that won't be rushed. The vegetables, alive with flavor. And seafood that only needs a kiss of smoke. Anything less, and you're just playing with fire. Your neighborhood Kroger has the fresh cuts and locally harvested produce that will make you want to get out and grill. Fresh food, low prices at Kroger.
It's clearance time at White Honda with our lowest financing, lowest payments, and highest trade-in offer of the year.
It's our hot new summer on Wendy. Stick with us through July for the latest hot topics. When the others go away, we stay to play. It's going down.
Weekdays at 2 on NBC4.
At home or on the go, when it comes to breaking news, weather, and stories that you care about most, NBC4i.com is the #1 choice for online news in Columbus.
We're back. You see more football from more places each week on Football Friday Night. We're going to set the tempo starting tomorrow night.
Here's the game plan for week 1. Our tailgate bash pulls into Reynoldsburg. They play a great game with New Albany every year. We'd expect the same this year. We'll also see Westerville Central at Gahanna. Davidson opens at Grove City, while Walnut Ridge goes to Watterson.
Dublin Scioto at Westerville South. Westerville North hosts Groveport. Olentangy, great game at Darby. St. Charles opens at UA.
The Delaware rivalry, Hayes versus Buckeye Valley. Kilbourne visits Orange. Central Crossing at Pickerington North. Highland at Bloom Carroll. Plus in the City League, you got Northland and Independence. Watkins visits Whetstone, and bonus coverage all tomorrow night. We have you covered tomorrow night and every night of the season ahead through social media. Woo, look at this. Nearly more than 8,000 followers now on the official Football Friday Night Twitter account at NBC4FFN. Constant score updates, story updates all season long should get you all set. Plus Facebook as well. Search Football Friday Night. Your home for high school football. Yes, and use hashtag NBC4FFN. Tag your photos. Send us your photos. We'll get them up on there too. That's right. And that's 30 minutes to make you a smarter football fan for the season ahead. And we're going to make you a smarter fan as we finish out here tonight. Going to see you tomorrow night for the season debut of Football Friday Night. Here's a reminder of what it all sounds like.
Helmets on, strap it up. Let's get ready to go, fellas. What time is it? Game time.
Have passion for this game, but more importantly, have passion for each other.
Do it for your community, because they're out here to support you tonight.
We're in it, baby. We're in it to win it. Let's go. Good work, boys.
Here's what's coming up tonight on NBC4, sponsored by your Central Ohio Chevy